My name's Anneliese Dodds. I'm the Labour member of the European Parliament for the South East of England. I'm here in Folkestone today, just about to go through the Eurotunnel, so that first of all I can find out more about the security improvements that have been put in place around the Channel Tunnel entrance. I'm going to be given a tour by the authorities who operate the Eurotunnel, and then after that I'm going to visit the migrant camp in Calais to hopefully find out more about what's been going on there. After that I'm going to come back here, back into Kent and into Folkestone to find out about the impact all of this has been having on local businesses, particularly while Operation Stack has been in evidence. We've just been taken for a tour around the Eurotunnel terminal and the area surrounding it by the Eurotunnel authorities. They showed us some of the security improvements that have been put in place, particularly new extra high fencing. I have to say, although I was encouraged to see all of that, I also thought it was a real shame it's taken so long. Most of those improvements only went in over the last month. In particular, the new fencing that the UK government has provided has only been going into place over the last couple of weeks. I really don't think that is good enough, and we heard stories about how many lorry drivers in particular have had for many weeks to run the gauntlet of people desperate to get on their lorries. And we saw the other tragic side of this. We saw, for example, clothing and shoes that had been abandoned by migrants who'd been absolutely desperate to climb even over bundles of barbed wire because they thought they could get over fencing that was manifestly inadequate. So good to see improvements, but a shame that it's taken so long. Now that we've seen all of that, we're also going to go and have a look at the migrant camp at Calais to try and find out more about why people are risking so much to make that dangerous journey and to try and get into the Eurotunnel terminus in the first place. I've just been to have a look around the migrant camp in Calais, and I have to say it's been a very depressing experience. It's very clear from both looking around the camp and also talking to different people and some of the medics who are working here that it seems to just be charities who are helping people here. There doesn't seem to be any French government engagement really at all, and the circumstances and the conditions are pretty appalling. We're now back in Britain, back in Kent. We've been talking to the Federation of Small Business and others about the impact that all of this disruption has been having on economic activity. Obviously Operation Stack is now suspended, and that's a real relief. But the problem is it caused huge problems for many local businesses here. Some of them have lost tens, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of business. And of course many are worried that unless we really get a grip of this problem, we could see Operation Stack put back into operation again in the future. I've just got back from a day looking at both sides of the migrant crisis, both in Kent and also in Calais in France. And it was good to see that some of the short-term issues are being dealt with now, particularly security around the Eurotunnel terminal in Calais. But unfortunately, a lot of the long-term issues still remain. Obviously, there's a terrible humanitarian situation in the camp in Calais that we saw earlier, but also all the same factors are still there that are pushing people to risk their lives crossing the Mediterranean in the first place. And we really need our government to start now, finally, please, working with other countries in the EU rather than ignoring them and accepting that we've got to cooperate if we're going to deal particularly with the situation in Libya, which is enabling people to find those unscrupulous smugglers who will take them across the Mediterranean in the first place. So I hope the government will start to deal with those long-term issues now, because otherwise, quite frankly, we could see another Operation Stack or its equivalent at a different port in just a few months' time. And I certainly don't want that to be affecting our local businesses in the future.